They are all separated by just a game in the loss column.
Wow.
The Nuggets are the favorites to come out of the West. That's according to ESPN Bet. And see, look at that. The Clippers, they're a close second here. So all four teams at the top of the West, they're playing great basketball right now. So that begs the question, Brian Windhorst, who is the single most important player in the Western Conference?
It's Kawhi. Not necessarily that he's the best player, but if he stays healthy, as he has been for the majority of this season, it's a huge difference maker. And what you look at is Kawhi started the season off a little flat. Like literally, his shot was flat. And not only has it been Harden's arrival, but it's been Kawhi going back into basically MVP contender mode that has triggered this incredibly great run for the Clippers. And if he's able to stay this way and they win the Western Conference with the #1 seed, he's got a real case for that MVP.
I agree. It's not just Kawhi, it's also Paul George. And I feel like the elephant in the room in this conversation is Nikola Jokic, but we all know that they are expected to be champions based off of what we see in the Eastern Conference. But when it comes to the most important player, it's the duo. Both of them were not able to play extended minutes. Obviously, Kawhi 1 game or 2 games, and then Paul George out in the playoffs. If they both hit the floor, plus James Harden, who has revamped his entire game, they are also playing on a team that has the deepest roster in the NBA. This feels like it's their year. Now, health has been their biggest impediment.
Amen.
So far, we have seen, knocking on some wood hard, they've been healthy. That duo, Kawhi, Paul George, there's a hierarchy that they're playing by right now. It's working.
Impediment is a great word.
I got you. Perk.
Big time. I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room. It's Nikola Jokic. He's the former MVP, former NBA champion. If that piece falls out, that cookie crumbles. That team has no chance of going anywhere without Nikola. He is the system. We talk about Uno, James Harden being the system. It's that guy right there. Every single play down the floor, he touches the ball. I played with that guy. He's the most impactful player in the NBA when we talk about how important he is to their team. I know they got Jamal Murray, and they got Porter, but Porter isn't Porter without him. Aaron Gordon is a guy who's kind of finding his way in the NBA until he played with him. Jamal Murray is great, but not as good as he is with him. That whole team is relying on him. He is the force. He is the champion, the MVP, probably going to win another one. I think he's the most important person in the West.
No SGA, no Anthony Edwards in this conversation.
I mean, SGA's got a strong case, but Kawhi's injury history, I think, is the reason I say it.
Kawhi's great, too.
Yeah, Kawhi's injury history, but, I mean, it's Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, as great as the Clippers have been, it is very hard for me to look at that Nuggets team and not think, even though Jamal Murray, you know, whether or not he's playing as well as he did in last year's postseason, okay, the Nuggets are a force to be reckoned with in the Western Conference.
NBA